Okay, so we've got the Yankees and the Marlins game 3 of the series. Good conditions here at Marlins Park tonight. We already did the weather effects roll, and it's good. It's indoors, so no problem. 11's on the ballpark singles and 3's on the ballpark home runs. So let's get going here. I'm going to kind of, not going to say rush through it, but I definitely not going to take my time with this, try and just get through this game in relatively short order, so I'm going to assume that a lot of you already know the rules. Leave a comment if you don't, and I'll try to explain why I did something a certain way. Ellsbury in center will lead off for the New York Yankees, facing Tom Kohler. And then Carlos Beltran in right, and then Brett Gardner in left. Starlin Castro, second base, will be cleanup. And Didi Gregorius will be playing short and batting fifth. And then A-Rod is going to be at first. He's not carded for first base, so we have to use the highest available rating for him, which is 5E30. And then Brian Mechanic, he'll be catching. Chase Headley at third. And Sabathia pitching. CC Sabathia, 10 runner. And also as a pitcher, 6'12". Injury. Yeah, so because I'm using no DH, I have to try and get Alex Rodriguez some at-bats, try to keep him in the lineup, trying to, as best I can, simulate a full season in a third, or, simulate a third of a full season. So, without the DH. So here is Jacoby Ellsbury facing off against righty Tom Kohler. Lefty 5-4. That's a fly ball to center. Marcell Ozuna 3E6. 3 and 6 is going to be a single. And then a 10, no problem there as far as the no errors, but a single to lead off for Jacoby Ellsbury. Real Muto gives a -1 coupled with Kohler on the base paths, so Ellsbury is not going to try and steal here. Carlos Beltran swing away. Lefty 4-8, 1-4 single. Another 6, that's a liner to first base. That's one out. Brett Gardner 3-5. Well, he's going to draw a walk. That will move Ellsbury into scoring position. Brings up Starlin Castro. (2-8). It's going to be a pop-up on the infield, but we'll call infield fly rule. Caught by Martin Prado playing it short in this game. So now first and second with 2 outs, and it's going to be up to Didi Gregorius. 1-4, and there's another pop-up, and this one will be just scored a P3, and that will end their half of the first. So 2 runners on base, but no runs to show for it. We'll be right back with the bottom half. Okay, so against CC Sabathia, the lefty, it's going to be Real Muto catching. Will lead off. Christian Yelich in left. We'll bat second, and then Martin Prado is short. A new position for him, and he's going to have a poor fielding rating. Actually, the worst it could be, because he has not played here in the season, but I didn't know what else to do. We've got a couple guys, a couple middle infielders not available. So, Giancarlo Stanton, not Stanchion. Stanton in right. Marcell Ozuna in center. Chris Johnson at third base. Cole Gillespie will just get the start at first. Jeffrey Perez will be at second base, and Kohler pitching facing Sabathia. So we're going to look at this side of the card. Righty 5-11, ballpark single, 1-11. Real Muto does get off with a single. Sabathia good at holding runners. They're not going to try it here, even though McCann is a +1. Here's Yelich. A potential for a balk. 1-2. None. Okay, here's Yelich against the lefty 2-7. And that's a single. and Real Muto will motor over to third base, and so the Marlins are in business right off the bat. Prado now. We're going to play with the infield double play depth. 3-9, and there is another single off Sabathia. 3 hits to start the game. In to score Real Muto without a problem. Over to third, Yelich will get in there safely. And it's 1-0 Miami. Starting off the season very well. Here is Stanton. Again, runners at the corners. They're going to play the infield back again. They'll give up the second run in order to get a double play. Righty 5-4. Grounder to third. That'll be Chase Headley. He's a 2E12. They weren't holding Yelich at third. 2E12. 2 and a 7 is going to be a G2, which means that the runner will score. Well, I have to check. No error, but let's see. Let's take a look at the ground ball result chart. I got to take a look at that real quick. First and third, it's going to be ground ball B for batter safe, runner out at first, other runners advance a base. So Yelich will score. And that's going to be a 5-4 putout, fielder's choice. So Stanton gets an RBI, but and that's the first out. So Marcell Ozuna, runner at first, and 1 away. Righty 6-6 strikes him out. 2 away, Chris Johnson. Potential for a wild pitch. Needs another 1. It's not going to happen. 2-11. That's a grounder to first base. Underhanding it to Sabathia, who's kind of slow to cover, but he does. And 2 runs across for Miami. And we'll go to the second with a 2-0 score. Okay, A-Rod comes to bat against the righty, and that will be a fly ball left field on a 3-10. Yelich catches that one. Brian McCann, 1-7. Well, he's going to get on base with a base on balls. Chase Headley. Batting from the left, to 4-6 is a strikeout. And that'll bring up Sabathia, the pitcher. See if he can help his own cause. Pitcher's hitting card number 1. 6-5, and he is batting from the left side. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So Kohler puts McCann on with a walk, but skates the rest of the way with a couple strikeouts, and it's going to go to the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead in his favor. So Cole Gillespie, 2-5 is a strikeout. Second one for CC. Jeffrey Perez, righty 4-9 is a single. Now Kohler is going to be up, not a very good bunter. He's going to swing away here. 6-7 against a righty is a grounder to second. This could be a double play. Starlin Castro, 3E14. Let me see, is Perez being held? He is being held, so that makes him a 4E14. So 4 and 14 is a G2, so they'll get the lead runner. No error. 4-6. Kohler does beat it out. Kind of a slow roller there. So Kohler at first, 2 outs for JT Real Muto. Potential passed ball for McCann, 1 or a 2. No pass ball. 2-2 fly ball to right field, caught by Beltran. Works around the single. And we're going to go to the third, with it being 2-0 Miami. Top of the order. Ellsbury 1 for 1. Lefty 6'9", and he is a normal power against righty. This is a 1-10 homer. That'll be a double, so he's got single and double. Brings up Carlos Beltran. And that's going to be a grounder to second. The runner will move up. Perez converts that one. Now runner at third. We had less than 2 outs, and that brings up Brett Gardner. Lefty 5-7. That's a single, which will score Ellsbury 2-1. Yankees cut it in half, and Castro now. Let's see. So you got Kohler, and so that's a -1. Gardner will try to get a lead here. Get that tying run in the scoring position. But it's an 8, so he cannot get a good lead. They are holding him on, though. So here's Starlin Castro still at the plate. And it's a fly ball to center field, caught by Ozuna. And now with 2 outs, it'll be Didi Gregorius. .28, that's another single. Gardner will hold up at second. Not try to take it to third. Here is Rodriguez with 2 outs. Can A-Rod get a hold of one? But he's going to strike out, and that retires the side. So Kohler works. Doesn't work out completely. He does give up a run on 3 hits. So we'll go to the bottom of the third. Marlins still holding on to that 2-1 lead. Christian Yelich. 1-8 grounded to first base. That's a U3. Martin Prado. Righty 4-2. Fly ball to right. Caught by Beltran. And now Giancarlo Stanton. Righty 4-9. That's a single. Brings up Marcell Ozuna. And that's a grounder to second base, and slow roller, throw to first for the out. Still 2-1. Going to the 4th inning. So that's a grounder to second base for McCann. He throws to first. So that's 1 out. Chase Headley. Batting from the left, 5-11. That's a ballpark single. 1-11. And there it is. Okay, so Sabathia. A D bunter as well. He is gonna. It'll be E because they're gonna play in. He will try to bunt. 7. E7 is a 1-2. Try one more time. Needs a lower total here on the. There you go. 4 is going to be a sacrifice. For the first baseman, sack 3-4. And Headley moves to third. So finally gets that bunt down, and now Ellsbury with a runner in scoring position. Tie and run, that is. Lefty 5'10", grounder to shortstop. This is going to be the issue. Here is Prado, 5E88. 5 and 7 is a single with one base advance. Now the E88, well, that's a rare play. Do they catch a break here? Single one with a rare play. With a runner on first base, the batter hits a line drive which hits the runner. The runner on first is called out. There isn't no runner on first base. With no runner on first, batter hits a single, runners advance one base. So, first and third with 2 outs. Ellsbury 3 for 3, and here is Beltran. Tying run 90 feet away, and batting from the left 6-8, and this is going to score that run. It's going to be at least a single. That's a double. Ellsbury will hold up, but it's going to tie the ball game as Headley jogs across. And now Brett Gardner up with 2 outs. And runners at second and third. 1-4, that's a grounder to third base, and that will be thrown across there by Johnson to retire the side. But a run in each of the last 2 innings has brought them level with the Marlins. Here going to the bottom of the 4th. And it's Chris Johnson. 2-6 is a strikeout. Cole Gillespie. 3-6 is a single. That one looked like it was not going to be in the 3 column. Then that got a little kick from the backside. So, Jeffrey Perez. He's a switch hitter. 5-7 is a single. Left field, Gillespie. It's going to hold up there, so it's going to bring up Kohler. He will try to bunt here. It's going to be an E because they're playing with the infield in. 9 is going to be 1 and 2, and he will continue. Try and give himself up. Another 9, so that is a strikeout. And now JT Real Muto with runners at first and second and 2 away. And that's a grounder to shortstop, and that'll be Gregorius underhands it to Castro on a fielder's choice, and that will retire it. So 2 hits, but no runs to show for it. We're going to take a short break here. It's 2-2 tied ball game. Okay, so we are back here, top of the 5th inning, and Castro will be the first to bat. Righty 5-8, grounder to second. That'll be Perez 4E41. 4 and 3 is a single. And that was at 12 on E41. It's not an error, but it is a single. So Didi Gregorius. Lefty 5-7 is a single. Castro will hold up at second base. That brings up A-Rod. .53 righty, fly ball to right field. Stanton 3, E6. 3 and 13 is going to be underneath it. And a 10, he'll make the play. Let's see. Outfielder 3 and 13 is an F2. Castro with a 13 running speed. On the yeah, so we would calculate it as, oh, I'll be right back. All right, so it's going to be a 50% chance here because, well, no, 55%. You take, for the F2 on the fielder's chart, you take the runner speed, who is Castro, 13, and you add or subtract the arm for the fielder. And so right fielder Stanton is -2, so it's a 13 minus, so it's going to be 11. He's going to try to take third here, get to third with less than 2 outs. And it's a leaner, so I'm going to have to re-roll it. It didn't quite get to 16. We're going to re-roll, and he is safe. So I don't know. It stopped it rolling, and it didn't come to a level roll. So they're going to play with the corners in here, try and cut off a run potentially if necessary. Brian McCann, 6'8", lefty, and that's trouble. That'll be a single with 2 base advance. Wouldn't have mattered. Castro would come in either way. And that makes it 3-2. So Kohler is starting to get a little gassed here. Chase Headley up now. Again, they're going to play with the infield back. Well, the corner's in, I guess. That's a potential balk. No balk for Kohler. So the middle infielders will be back. 2-7. That is a walk, and that loads the bases and brings up CC Sabathia. And the Yankees will go ahead and let him hit here. What else can you do? You hate to take him out right at this point. Cost him a win. That's going to be a strikeout, which is not so bad because now you got 3 for 3 Ellsbury coming up here with 2 outs. And they're going to let Kohler try and face him. They're going to... The Marlins have, this is pretty late in the game. They probably would have gone away from they're going to have let's see, they're going to have David Phelps warming up in the pen right now. So 2 outs. Ellsbury at the plate. He's due for an out here. Let's see. Bases loaded. 2-6, and that is a 1 to... Wait, let's see. 2-6 is a single. I was looking off the wrong side. That is a single. In comes Gregorius. In comes McCann. To third goes Headley, and that's going to be it for Kohler. So let's go ahead and do the switch pretty quickly here. It's going to be David Phelps. Kohler goes 4 2/3. And Phelps will bat in the 9 hole. So it's now, what is it? It's 5-2. 3 runs across. And looking for more. 1st and 3rd, 2 away. It's going to be Beltran facing Phelps. 3-2. A ballpark single chance. 1 to 11. And it's a 1. That's going to be a single, and it's going to make it 6-2 as Headley comes in. And now Brett Gardner, they've hit around. First and second, 2 outs. Lefty 5-6, and that's a walk. and that means that we've got to go into the next column. That's going to move everybody up a base, and the bases are loaded for Starlin Castro. Can oh boy, and then we've got another chance here at a balk. 1 to 4 would be a balk. It's a 3, and there is a balk, which will score a run. So now the bases aren't loaded. 2-9. That's a grounder to short, and that will end the inning. 10 to the plate, and 5 runs across at 7-2. Ugly inning, crooked number for the Marlins. They've been playing well, but it looks like this may be more than they can match. And this gives Sabathia a chance to maybe get the win here with a 7-2 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. 2-9 lefty is a strikeout for Yelich. Finally, well, they got him out in the 3rd, so that's 1 out. Martin Prado, 111 is a ballpark single, and it's a 15. So, and that does look flat to me. So that is a liner to short, 2 outs, and Stanton. 3-4, he'll draw a walk, so maybe a little bit of life here. They need Ozuna to come up with a base hit here and keep this inning going. 3-9, and he strikes out, and that will be good enough for Sabathia to get the victory here. Phelps is going to pitch another inning. Yankees will warm up Blyer and Swarzak. So top of the 6th, Didi Gregorius, lefty 4-6. That's more trouble. 1 to 2 is a double. That's a single. A-Rod. Batting from the right, 6-8 is a strikeout. Brian McCann. Lefty 4-10. That's a ballpark single chance. And that's going to be a liner to the second baseman, Perez. And now Chase Headley. That was a 2, so another chance at a, well, this would be a passed ball for, let's see, Real Muto is a 1 or a 2. No passed ball there, so Headley. Another 4-7, a 1 to 4 single. That'll be a grounder to first base. Takes it there himself. No runs, 1 hit. And they will stick with Sabathia. Actually, they will not. They're going to go to their bullpen. So it'll be Swarzak. Sabathia goes 5 innings, but it's a little. He's been pitching quite a few batters there. They'd like to manage his innings a bit. And so it's going to be okay, Swarzak. 6-10 for the injury. So here's Chris Johnson facing the righty. And there is a 6-10 right off the bat. So how about that? That's a fly ball to center and caught. Let's see, Swarzak with a 4. That should get us away from any injury there. He is okay, so we don't have to worry about that. but that's 1 out. So Cole Gillespie, righty, 6-12 against a righty. That's a fly ball to right. Beltran 5, E3, 5 and 15. He should get underneath that one. He does not. That's actually a single. So, and no error, but Jeffrey Perez, 3-8 against a righty's a strikeout. And that brings up a pitcher spot, which means the Marlins will have to dig back into their bullpen. And they're going to ask Ichiro Suzuki to come to the plate here. So with 2 outs, Ichiro against Swarzak, and potential passed ball for McCann. Not one. Lefty 6-6 strikes him out to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. It is 7-2, Yankees on top. Okay, so they're bringing in Dustin McGowan to be the pitcher. He'll bat in the 9-hole. And he's going to face Chris Parmalee, the lefty. 310 is a ballpark home run chance. 1-3, and it's going to stay in the park. That'll be caught and right. Okay, so now Jacoby Ellsbury. 1-4, that's a fly ball to left field, caught by Yelich. And now Carlos Beltran. 6-8. Let's make sure McGowan isn't a 6-8 guy. McGowan is a 6-12 guy. 6-8 batting from the left is a strikeout, and that retires the side. So 7th inning stretch. Coming off of a 1-2-3 inning. Pause the video, go get a beverage of your choice, and we will get started here with, we're going to go with Bour since he was already warming up. So Bour is going to be a 6-12. Okay, and the Yankees will warm up Chad Green. 7-2. Currently top of the order. It'll be Real Muto leading off 3-4 against a lefty. And that'll be a fly ball to left, and Gardner will take it in. Christian Yelich, lefty 5-6 strikes him out. And Martin Prado. 1-6 is a double. And here's Stanton with 2 outs. No pitch to Stanton. Thinking about intentionally walking him. 6-4 righty, grounder to shortstop. Gregorius, a 1, E16. And a 6 on an E16 shouldn't be an issue, but let's double check. It's not. That will be the final out. So we're going to the 8th. Still 7-2 Yanks. McGowan will stay in the game. Pitch 2nd inning of relief. And he'll face Brett Gardner. And that's a grounder to short for the first out. Prado playing short in a pinch. There is 6-10 for McGowan. Righty, grounded to third base. This is going to be Chris Johnson, 4. And a 7 is going to be a single. E24 and 14 is no error. But, well, let me double check. That was a 7? 4 and 7. That's actually going to be an out. He catches a break there with the 7. It's actually, if a runner's being held, it's a single, but because there's no runners on, he does get to that one. And Gregorius with 2 outs, and that's a grounder to second. So everything kept on the infield there. Retires the side. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is 7-2. And Chad Green will come in to pitch. Let's see, how do they want to work this? Yeah, they'll let him. So Bour is going to pitch only 1 inning. Green could double switch here, but they will not do that. He's a 6'11". And so he'll face Ozuna, followed by Johnson and Gillespie. Righty 5-4 is a walk. Brings up Chris Johnson. (5-3) against the righty ballpark single, 1-11. And it is a single, so first and second with nobody out. Brings up Cole Gillespie. They're going to pinch hit with Justin Bour since it's later in the game here. And the Yankees are going to match up with Andrew Miller. So that will so Green goes none, no innings pitched. And now Miller in, and I think he got to go look at Cleveland for him. He's a 0. Okay, so first and second, nobody out, and Justin Bour will remain at the plate here. 5-7 lefty is a strikeout. And Perez is going to be pinch hit for with Miguel Rojas. (3-5) is a walk. No, it's a single with 1 star, so kind of an infield dribbler. And that'll load the bases. And now they've got the pitcher spot up. McGowan. And now they're kind of in a pinch here, and they're going to have to use Don Kelly. So Don Kelly will come up. His left-handed side of the card looks horrible. But if he could find something off of Miller's, 6-4 is a fly ball to center. That might be deep enough to score a run. Let's see. It's going to be Ellsbury, 2E4. 2 and a 13 is an F2, which would be a deep enough to score, I think. And then an E4 and a 13 in center is good play. Let's take a look. F2. Runner at 30 scores, so that is a sack. 8. In comes Ozuna, and that makes it 7-3. So an RBI for Kelly in a situation when it looks like he's not going to be able to do much of anything. So 7-3. Still not the tying run at the plate, though, but the first and second and 2 away for JT Real Muto. .59 righty is a grounder to short. Gregorius not holding on Johnson. 1E16. As long as he doesn't make an error. Just want to see something that's between 8 and 10, and that is that, or 8 and 12, and that will be a, we'll say a U6 on this one. Fielder's choice ends it. So they do get one across. And I've got to do a little bit of score sheet juggling here, so be right back. Okay, so we've got Bour going to play first base for Gillespie. Rojas is going to play second base for Perez. And it's going to be Ellington in the game facing A-Rod. 3-7's a strikeout. That's one down. Brian McCann. Lefty 5-7 is a walk. Brings up Chase Headley. Potential wild pitch, and it's going to just be a wild pitch. So Headley up still. That's a strikeout. And now the pitcher spot, and be Aaron Hicks getting in the bat here. Two outs. 111. And that's going to be a 1-16 single chance. Oh, and it's an 18. Liner to second. So go to the bottom of the ninth. Sorry for my coughing tonight. Not 100% well. But it's going to be Chapman. Not a save situation, but not getting a ton of work as of late. So they're going to bring him in and try to get this ninth inning closed off. So he will face Yelich. Lefty 5-5. Grounder to shortstop. That's Gregorius. It's almost a given. He will make that play as long as it's an 8, and it does. That's a virtue of being a 1 range guy. Prado. Righty 4-7 is a strikeout. That's 2 outs, and it'll be Giancarlo Stanton. And 5-9 strikes him out, and that is the ball game. So 1-2-3 inning for Chapman. It is 7-3, the final. Here from Marlins Park, the Yankees do salvage a game out of the series. They will raise their record to 11-13, while the Marlins will drop to 15-9. So, till next time, if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel here, I'd appreciate it. We will see you next time for another game here in TBL. Hopefully we get this done pretty quickly, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So, Yankees win 7-3 here from Marlins Park. Till then, till next time, this is Tenacious Earl, wishing you all well, and God bless.